Gracie Abrams, thank you so much for taking the time to join the Hot Hits. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I'm so excited to talk.
Yay.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Australia. How have these shows felt so far? I know we're kicking off kind of the Australian leg tonight,
Yeah.
but how did the New Zealand shows feel compared to the last time you were in this part of the world?
I mean, it was so much fun to be there, and I'd never been to New Zealand before, so it was so magical, really, to just like absorb the power of that place. And we've just been dying to get back to Australia, to be honest, since we were here last, and so it feels very special to be back. I can't believe it. Yeah.
You've spoken about writing from such a personal space. How do you protect that part of yourself when you're putting this music out there into the world, especially on tour as well? It's quite a vulnerable thing, I imagine.
On tour, it feels like the loveliest version, I would say, because it's like not about me at all, actually, and I love that. So I think being able to really like stand in community with a, you know, in this case, an arena of people that are, feeling similar feelings, have gone through similar relationships or experiences, and are able to like connect for that reason. That piece I love. I would say that it makes it easy to feel protected when you're in a room full of people that are like going through it together.
That's so cool, dude. I mean, like this album feels like it captures these very particular moments in time with such honesty. Do you think about what it's going to be like to perform those songs for people when you're actually in the depths of the writing process?
I do sometimes. I would say more so like when a song's done, and I'm in the production stage of it all, that's when I really start thinking about the live elements. When I'm writing, it's like not really about anything else for me other than like finding the closure that I have always looked for since I was a kid when I started writing music, that like makes me feel like I'm digesting an experience, or like it's settling into my bones in a way that like makes me feel less insane. Like that's always just been my outlet. So I think eventually, yes, to answer your question, I do think about the live of it all, just because that's, you know, really been like the majority of what my life has consisted of for the past almost 4 years now straight.
Totally.
Yeah. Now, you've worked with like absolute legends, like obviously Aaron Dessner, Taylor, Selena. What have you learned about yourself as a songwriter through these collaborations and working with these kind of people?
I mean, with Aaron and Taylor, because I've written so many songs with Aaron, and writing Us with Taylor, it's like it's really inspiring to be in the same vicinity as great storytellers. And I think I try to be a sponge around all of the people that you just named, because they've been doing this for such a long time at such a, you know, masterful level. I am really just a fan, and as like somebody who feels like a student to what they've done forever, being up close to that process is a really lucky opportunity, and a really special thing, and I've carried it all with me. I think it's really like the way that they all know themselves as artists. I feel really motivated by people who are that way, to kind of like dig deeper myself, and got to know myself better, I would say, especially through writing. Storytelling is like the whole point for me.
I always love when an artist can still feel like they are a fan, even when they're playing in those kind of echelons of the music space. Does it ever cross over to feeling like, you know, this is just my life now, whatever? Or does that fandom always remain for you with these artists that you get to collaborate with?
I mean, I can't imagine that feeling ever fading. It's like, of course, like a short answer, no, like it doesn't feel like casual, you know?
Yeah.
Aaron is like family, I would say, and Taylor, we're so like gotten so close that it's like there are, it's almost like there are moments sometimes where I will be like, oh, holy like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like, whoa. But they're all the best, and they, you know, have only ever made me feel so comfortable. Selena as well, you know, working together, felt just like a really lovely hang, I would say.
Totally. And that's what the song sounds like as well. Like with the Selena one, it is it feels like two friends just having a hang.
I love
and
that song
it's beautiful.
so much.
Obviously, this fan base of yours, and you said it a minute ago, the community that you feel up on stage each night, they're so deeply connected on an emotional level. And I presume they get to express that to you quite regularly. Is there a particular moment or a message you've had from one of your incredible fans that's really stayed with you and sort of guided you at points?
All of their stories are like burned in my brain. And I think there is something that feels like particularly important these days, being in a space with people who are technically strangers but are really invested in the process of being vulnerable with one another, regardless of the fact that like we don't really know each other. And we had a show recently in Dublin where I got to speak to this group of friends that were there honoring their friend who is no longer with us. And it really like made me so emotional, the opportunity to like interact with them in a way that didn't feel like an interaction, but it felt like a really legitimate like moment of connection. And I was so moved by their willingness to show up for their friend in that way, which is like scary, I would say, to be in an environment like that, like in an arena, and to like make themselves vulnerable, to be as emotional as they were for like love, like that recently really, that's something that stuck with me, that I've kind of carried them, I feel like, into every show that we've played since, knowing that there's so much, it's so fragile right now for everyone. And concerts, I think, are really inherently emotional environments for people, which is unbelievable. And as the person that gets to be on the elevated surface in these rooms, I'm like, I just want to be available to the people that are kind enough to be there. I want them to know that I'm in their corner as much as they've been in mine.
Yeah, and you're also offering them like a kind of form of escapism from what's happening in the world right now too. Yeah.
Yeah, like, which is like, it's like whatever they need the 2 hours to be. It's like either get more in touch with whatever it is they're feeling or completely distract from it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here for all that. Yeah.
Either end of the spectrum is fine.
Yeah.
You've obviously been traveling and you're on tour so much. What is one thing that you always have to pack, no matter where you're going in the world?
Always a good book, because of how much, like, there's so many planes and trains and buses and all that. You're just like, oh, a good book.
What are you reading at the moment?
I just finished Too Much Happiness,
Okay.
Which is brutal and amazing and juicy and dark. And
So you're not on like the fairy smut bandwagon, like all the dragon, like Game of Thrones things, you know?
no,
Yeah.
no, but listen, maybe I'll start.
Start it. It's very popular.
You've got a lot of planes to catch in this tour. And I think something that's really stood out to fans is the commitment to go to all of our capital cities, because it's not often that happens. And I think it's really meant a lot. Yeah, a lot of them will just do the East Coast.
Yeah, Perth and Adelaide miss out a lot.
Oh, well, we're really stoked to get over to Perth. We didn't, we weren't there last year, and so we're really, really excited to get there. I wish we could stay longer, it's like this leg of tour feels quite short, even though we're squeezing in a lot. I feel very lucky to be here, and want selfishly as much time as possible.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're getting enough time to kind of sit in the one city and explore it and kind of take it in at the moment? Or is right now hustle time, Gracie Abrams?
It's go time. We're definitely, I mean, it's rare, that we get to be somewhere for 4 nights. So, for example, yes, like we went out to lunch yesterday. That was epic. We're trying to like soak up as much as possible always. Yeah. always.
Yeah, just means you'll have to come back heaps so you can just extend it out every time and just spend
Exactly.
more time.
I'll be here.
You've got time. You've got time. Thank you so much for your time today, Gracie
Yeah.
Abrams. We know it's a really hectic time, and you taking time to talk to your fans through our show
Yep.
means the world. So we really appreciate it. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for having me and giving me the platform to do that. I really appreciate you guys.
Pleasure, treasure.
Anytime.